Hi everybody, I'm Bernstein here with another one of our quick hits videos, and on this one I will preview what it should be one of the most intriguing fights not only of the summer of this year but maybe the entire year, and that is Adrien Broner, several-time world champion in a couple of different weight classes, taking on Mikey Garcia, who is also a world champion. Garcia stepping up from 135 pounds to 140, where Broner, who is kind of stepping down since he's had recent fights above that weight, will meet in what is a wildly anticipated fight. Now, Mikey Garcia is the favorite in this fight. He is a 3-to-1 favorite to beat Broner, which is fascinating. And Broner points out that if Garcia had fought the opposition he wouldn't be undefeated. But nonetheless, Garcia is a 3-to-1 favorite in the fight, which is really fascinating. How did they arrive here? Well, in their last fights, let's take a look at how they did. For Mikey Garcia, in a lightweight title match, he fought Dejan Zlaticanin in a battle of two big punchers. And early on in the fight, it was Mikey Garcia trying to kind of establish his technical dominance over the southpaw. Once he did that in this fight, well, it was bombs away. And Garcia, who is known as a big puncher in lighter weight classes, brought his power up to lightweight because he would knock out Zlaticanin in a very, very impressive fashion. Now, as we mentioned, that's at 135 pounds. He will be fighting a bigger Adrien Broner in the fight coming up. As for Adrien Broner, his last fight was not that easy. He took on Adrian Granados, who had beaten Amir Imam, a top contender. And Adrian, fighter out of Chicago, has had a hard time getting big fights. Well, he got this big fight, and let me tell you, he performed extremely well. It was a nip and tuck battle over 10 rounds. And he and Broner both landed significant punches. Granados was the busier of the two, which is normal when you fight Broner. He is very economical with his punches. The fight went the distance, and the decision indicated that the fight could have gone either way. The 96-94 score for Broner, the closest of the judges. One judge had it 97-93 for Granados, and the same score for one of the judges favoring Adrien Broner. It was a very, very tough fight, and Broner, I think, was fortunate and very happy to come away with the decision. But the win he did get, and that's what sets up what is kind of a mega fight against Mikey Garcia. Now let's look at the tail of the tape. Adrien Broner, the 27-year-old who has struggled making weight in several different weight divisions, has not fought at 140 pounds for a while. He better fight at 140 pounds on July 29th because there is a significant penalty. I believe it's $500,000 a pound. So a lot of money could be taken away from Adrien Broner if he doesn't come in at 140 pounds. A slight reach advantage for Mikey, or height advantage for Mikey Garcia, a little bit of a reach advantage for Broner. They are both at a time in their careers where they should be in their primes. And Mikey Garcia has clearly put away the rust that he had from a long layoff that he suffered during his contractual dispute with Top Rank Boxing, and then has come back now and looks like he's in top form. How will these fighters win? Well, let's take a look at the keys to victory. First, for Mikey Garcia, he only throws about 36 punches per round. That's even less than Broner throws, and Broner is not a volume punching fighter. Mikey Garcia actually said leading up to this fight, and has said, I need to throw more punches, because he understands that against Broner, the way to win is to be more active. He doesn't like a lot of activity. Broner doesn't like when you press him and when you push the pace. And I think Mikey Garcia made the point, look, I know I fight one way, but I can fight other ways as well. So I think we'll see more volume from him. the body punching is very important. You can hit Adrien Broner to the body. We've seen a number of people do it. The big right hand for Mikey Garcia, it's a very, very powerful punch. He can definitely land that punch. He's also got a terrific left hook, but I think the right hand will probably be the most important weapon for him. As for Adrien Broner, who contends that his power is something that Garcia hasn't seen. He said, I'm physically the stronger and bigger man, and I think I'll bring that to the dance. Now, no lazy jabs. If he throws a lazy jab out there, which he sometimes does, Garcia will hit him with an overhand right. He's got to be physical, in my opinion, Broner. He is the thicker, maybe stronger man, and I think he needs to use that against Garcia and push him around a little bit. Normally, the punch I would put as the big punch for someone to land against Garcia would be the straight right hand, because we've seen people land that punch against him. But in Broner's case, he generates the best power, I think, from his left hook. That's a punch that I think could work for him, that he will throw. One other note about the style of these two fighters. When Adrien Broner faces a fighter who is as tall as him or taller, who has a good right hand, he has problems. And that, I think, is where Mikey Garcia looks to gain the advantage. Garcia is just a shade taller. He fights tall. He doesn't fight in a crouch. And he has a monstrous right hand. So Adrien Broner is going to have to find a way to combat that and make sure he doesn't get hit with those punches, because Garcia definitely can punch. We saw it against Latichinin, and we'll see how well he can do against Broner as a 140-pounder. Now, one thing about Adrien Broner, we've seen him go down against Maidana. We've seen him in trouble a little bit against Shawn Porter. Both those fights were against big power punching fighters. Shawn Porter is a true welterweight, but he gets through it. You know, he got up from the Maidana knockdown. He got through the issues with Porter and was able to stay in the fight. So we have to give Adrien Broner credit that he is a very resilient fighter. So we'll have to see whether Garcia's power will actually do him in. I mentioned Garcia is a 3-to-1 favorite in this fight. Some think that's a lot. There's no question Garcia is a better technical fighter than Adrien Broner, for sure. But Adrien Broner's natural size and his ability to hit could make a difference in this fight. It's a fight that neither fighter had to take, because Garcia could have fought at 135 and defended his title. There were some good fights in the lightweight division for him. Broner could have fought other people, certainly, but when the opportunity arose, they jumped at it, which is great for the sport of boxing. So it'll be an intriguing fight on July 29th between Adrien Broner and Mikey Garcia. Before we leave, I want to issue a thanks to Dan Parks, who produces and puts together all our quick hits and our hangouts, and does a great job of it. And we will see you on the next Quick Hits.